Our first team to present to you today is Team Verge to Vital with Evelyn Liew, Anjalee, Panditha, and Sebastian Bernal Garcia from Griffith University. Join with me in giving him a big round of applause.
All right, good morning. My name's Anjalee. I'm here with Evelyn and Sebastian, and we're all here from Griffith University in Queensland. We're all from different fields. I'm from public health, Sebastian's from environmental science, and Evelyn's from engineering, and we're all PhD candidates. Today, our presentation is to talk about, it's called Verge to Vital, and it's about why our cities need to grow wild again to reduce flood risk. Queenslanders are no strangers to flooding. Brisbane has had 2 major floods in the last 5 years, and early this year, ex-tropical cyclone Alfred brought intense rainfall, which caused flooding in several Brisbane suburbs. Events like these remind us that while extreme weather plays a big role, the way that our cities and neighbourhoods are designed also shape how flood events unfold. Urban areas are particularly flood-prone, as hard surfaces like roads and concrete paths paved over nature, preventing water from soaking into the ground, causing rapid runoff that overwhelms drainage systems. Even short, intense storms expose weaknesses in this infrastructure, driving up economic costs, insurance risks, and cause community disruption. Economic losses from extreme weather have tripled since the 1990s. The most recent figures shows that extreme weather events cost Australians $4.5 billion each year, ranking Australia as the second in the world for extreme weather-related losses. At the same time, almost 8 in 10 homes at severe or extreme flood risk have no flood insurance, and many of these homes are low-income households. A key driver of these economic losses is that our infrastructure is not designed for current and future extremes, and there's a misconception that nature-based solutions is costly, there's no room for these in urban environments, collaboration among stakeholders is difficult, and the maintenance is too high. But we will bust these myths through our solution. There's an urgent need for systemic, future-focused solutions to reduce hazard risk. To build truly resilient cities and suburbs, we need to think beyond concrete and embrace progressive nature-based solutions that work with the landscape while incorporating smart technology and bringing people together.
No. What are you talking about? Everything is working fine. Sorry to interrupt you, my dear citizens. My name is Sir Mowington, the protector of grass, and I cannot allow this rebellion to happen.
But wait, we're proposing a holistic framework that turns grey infrastructure into a solution using nature, digital technology, and community. This holistic framework is endorsed by the 2025 World Risk by the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. By transforming underutilised urban spaces into bioretention areas like bioswales and verge gardens, while engaging people and bringing them together, all the stakeholders in one place through our Verge app. So concrete drains like this are in cities and neighbourhoods, and while they're designed to rapidly move water, it can also increase downstream flooding and erosion. But what if we turn this into a vegetated swale, which is a sloped channel designed to slow down and absorb the runoff, filters pollutants, and allows water to soak into the ground. And it's comprised of vegetation, special soil layers, and rocks and gravel. Likewise, we have a verge or a nature strip, which can be transformed into a verge garden that's low maintenance, and it includes native plants, creating a native streetscape that contributes to neighbourhood flood resilience. So to show you how this works, we're going to have a quick demonstration. So here we have 3 containers pre-filled with 500 mils of water. The first one here is a sponge that represents a bioretention area. The second one is a piece of grass. So Mowington, have you got your beloved grass?
Always have a piece of grass with me in case of an emergency.
The third one represents concrete. So as you can see, the bioretention area absorbs most of the water, and this is how much goes into our waterways. So Mowington, how's your grass?
It's not that good.
Oh, So this is how much waterways, this is how much water goes into our waterways when we have turfed areas. Then we have concrete areas like roads and concrete paths, which do not absorb any water, and all of this water goes into our waterways. To show you how effective, let me show you what this idea looks like in real life. Play. Okay. So take Henlon Park in Brisbane as a case study. So previously, this park used to be a long concrete channel. It was redesigned with flood resilience in mind, and the landscape has been transformed into a big bioretention area. The vegetation helps filter the water, cools the area, and the wildlife has now returned. This space has been transformed into something that supports biodiversity, and during heavy rainfall and ex-cyclone Alfred, this held up pretty well, and it recovered really quickly. This change didn't come from government. It started with community. So local bush care groups who cared for the space and pushed for something better. Now it's a park that people can use and love. It's a shared community asset. So our proposal pushes for local governments and community to work in partnership to repurpose underutilised spaces into living, multifunctional landscapes that reduce flood risk.
Okay, you have convinced me. But how can we bring this idea to life?
Well, so Merrington, for this idea to work, collaboration is the key. No one can do it alone. Across Australia, many councils have already implementing this solution, but not at the scale that is needed. In fact, we have spoken to the Brisbane City Council Creek Catchment Officer, Wesley Demuth. So he's working on the Community Conservation Partnership Program. He highlighted that social engagement is one of the biggest challenge. People care, but it's hard to get them working together. Right now, the data, the existing data and responsibility for creating and maintaining these areas are scattered. And everyone wants to help, but coordinating with council, residents, and community group has been tricky. That's why we have proposed an app that brings everyone together.
An app? What kind of witchery is that?
Not witchery, Mr. Merrington. Let me show you. This is a prototype that we have built for you. It's called our Verge app. So as you can see, there's a lot of different areas that we have included in our app. So there's also a map. Yeah, so the map shows where is the Verge Garden or biocell located. You click in, you can see all these details. You can even see the health status of this area. For example, like soil moisture, pH level, water depth, and even you can lodge your maintenance report and native plants details. Yeah, and everyone can add in their comments as well. Yeah.
So I think if you want to take this idea further, you can also use digital technologies. These are low-cost sensors that can measure different kinds of environmental data. And these sensors are open source, are easily adaptable, and everyone can use it. These low-cost sensors can help to monitor long-term data in these areas, as well as complement other measurements networks.
Well, thank you, Sir Merrington. That would be great. Yeah. So there's some misconception about bioretention areas. Mostly they are thinking very expensive and difficult to maintain. But in fact, it's not true. So unlike grass, you need to do mowing and watering. But bioretention areas mostly look after themselves. So once the system is set up, maintenance costs are low. If you look at the slides, for grey infrastructure like drains and canal, it costs a lot to build. But it gets worse when there's flooding. The maintenance and insurance costs actually goes up too. So what if we turn it to a bioretention area? So as you can see from the graph, like rain gardens or bioswales, so they cost less to build, but their benefits goes over time. They also reduce the damage that leads to a big insurance payout. Then when we have a social and digital solution together, things like sensors and community engagement, just like investing in an app, it doesn't cost much, but it has a huge impact to the society. As you can see from the right-hand side of the graph, it shows extra benefits, for example, like reduced flood risk, social interaction, and even biodiversity. So our takeaway for this is simple. A nature-based and community-led approach gives us more value, save more money in long term, and take pressure off insurance and recovery costs. So as you can see from this graph, the flood damage and disaster risk actually is increasing over the years. And we know that the old infrastructure system we rely on can't keep up. When floods hit, it affects not just water we are dealing with, affecting the insurance, the housing, the business, the community networks, and also recovery effort. So it's far more than just an engineering problem. With the extreme weather we're seeing now, we can't keep depending on the old standards, which designed for 20 to 50 years. Shifting from gray infrastructure to green infrastructure, yes, it helps, but it's not enough on its own. We need adaptive measures to support community, to connect people, and drive actions. We need cities that can adapt, recover, and bounce back from more intense and extreme weathers. It isn't built from one solution. It relies on an integrated approach which integrate nature, digital solution, and community together to create a place that is ready for what is coming in the future. At the heart of it, social engagement through an app is what holds the whole system together. That's what we want to have, an app that come to life. An app is also scalable to different kind of disaster, like cyclone, like earthquake, and even for different areas. Through this project, we actually have a chance to meet and connect with a wide range of people. For example, the local bushcare group, local council team, and park community members. So who cares and love their park and creeks. We will leave you to a short video featuring their life experience. Their stories are real and powerful.
The thing about the Verge Garden is that it pulls everyone together. It's common land, so everybody comes crashing together, all the different disciplines, all the different sectors in that one place that nobody owns. No one can tell anyone else what to do, and you've got to somehow or other manage it. And that's where the opportunity comes for the collaborations we need for climate change. And when I saw that, when I realised what a special place it was for conversations, I knew that was my climate change project that I'd found. And then you just build on that. And the event we had today with our bushcare group, that wouldn't have happened without the Verge Garden. Because every time you do it, you add a little bit more. Like nature evolves, nature creates ecosystems by having something happening here, and it reaches out, extends outwards. So when you want to do something as a group or an individual, you look around and see who else is doing something, and you find them and you hook it together, so that you don't need new pots of money and new resources. You're sharing resources, so you're doing it with almost nothing, because you've already got all the resources that you need, and you just keep building on what you've got.
Vegetation and the rehabilitation that we do support what we call the riparian buffer zone of our freshwater ecosystems. And so that's the zone along a waterway, maybe 10, 15, 20 or 30 metres. That's really important because it stabilises those banks. So when we have rain and potentially floods, it slows down those flows. They're not hard and fast coming into our waterways and causing more erosion and sedimentation, to have that vegetation to support. When it rains, especially in the wet season, again, it slows down that kind of seeping into our waterways. We have a lot of concrete in our urban spaces, a lot of stormwater. If we can buffer that flow, that's really important as part of their thoroughfare through the catchment. It's really important to have the communities involved, the connection with our local waterways to understand the importance of them, as well as what's living right in their own backyard. It's important that the local communities feel a sense of stewardship and they come and then protect their waterways for the platypus and everything else that lives here. We have some amazing communities that have really taken on board, come and join us to support the plantings, to build up their habitat, to support that waterway is something that people are really wanting to get involved in, and just the curiosity as well. And so by promoting them and advocating for them and doing lots of different programs that support their conservation, which I think people really love, and they can do so much more for their waterways, which has been really positive. And they get to plant trees. You can come back and see your plants grow. Look at this in 6, 12 and a few months' time. It's amazing to see how quick that can build up and then have that connection to say, I was actually a part of this, which I think is really valuable in building that stewardship into a community.
So collaboration is the key.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was just say, when government, council, and community works together, our app actually can truly come to life. That's how we create a resilient cities.
Thank you for inspiring me. I have changed. What about you?